let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself again and tell us about Trichome.
All right, my name is Ted. Me and my partner Zach started Trichome in 2015, right when things switched over to recreational or medical, with the hopes of going recreational. And we've been growing for years before that on the medical market, and just kind of started the company down south with a couple greenhouses. And over the years, it's turned into these two facilities up here closer to home. A couple of retail locations, 7 retail locations that support the company, and we're all vertically integrated and been kind of rock and rolling since day one. Lucky enough to win some awards to begin with in 2016, and kind of got recognized early in the game, and been consistently on the award kind of circuit, so it's been nice.
Yeah, you've really you won High Times Cup. You've won what was that first one you were saying?
The GanjaCon. Yeah, it was actually a super cool event, but they just kind of fell apart within the first couple of years.
Yeah. And then of course you've won. You've been on this. I should probably know this by heart, but I don't even know how many times you've gotten on the stage at the Growers Cup. It's quite a few, and over the years with multiple products. It's awesome. So let's talk about the word legacy. And one of the reasons we're here is because you, for us, in 10 years you've been kind of one of the OGs of companies and brands, and and having the Black Widow and having really almost a legacy on that strain. But what is the Trichome legacy, and what does the word legacy really mean to you?
Like we were talking about a minute ago, just being here from the beginning, and we're lucky enough to start this thing with our own money. We were never funded by anyone. We never had investors. Me and my partner Zach put $10,000 together each in 2015, and got a couple of greenhouses down south. They were light assisted on a buddy's property, and from there just kind of snowballed into what it is now. And the whole time it's been just reinvesting every time and doing it on our own dime. And it's definitely been some tough years getting through the 2017 glut. The current market conditions of course aren't the best, but for us, one of our bigger kind of achievements in the industry, and kind of why I think we're still around, is we've always done it on our own without fundage or without investments or anything like that. So at the end of the day, if things went bad, and we're able to buy the properties we operate on, a couple of them, so at the end of the day for us, if things got real bad, we don't have to pay rent, we don't have to pay any bosses or investors, and we can kind of skate by and just kind of get to the next stage. And we were lucky enough to get into some retail locations early, and that's really kind of helped us sustain and survive. But we pride ourselves in the fact that we're kind of, I don't know if we're one of the first companies, but definitely in the first couple hundred that we got licensed and really stuck around, and not changed that much since the beginning.
Yeah, 10 years later you're still here,
still growing the same Black Widow. Yeah.
So as far as ethics, we're kind of going through the letters of legacy. Ethics, what does ethics mean to you as far as in production of cannabis?
That's a tough one. It's to grow ethically. I mean, treating your employees well. Having a good team behind you. That's not using people, but growing with the people you grow with, kind of thing. We have some of our team members have been with us since day one. Obviously, there's been some turnaround, but we've definitely grown a good team that's been able to work through the ups and downs of this industry, and just treating our people fairly and making sure we take care of them, and they take care of us, and they help the company achieve the successes that it has.
Has cannabis affected your personal ethics?
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I've got a 6-year-old kid, and it's weird being a dad in the cannabis industry, and people talk about ethics. So is it a drug? Is it not a drug? And kind of thing. And how open are you with it in front of kids? And to me, I just treat it like any other plant. You can have a beer outside. You can have a beer in front of your kid. Why not be able to have cannabis open in front of your kid? So to me, it's just a plant, and there's not this huge stigma around it that a lot of people see. And the more people I feel like see it like that, the more we can kind of break through the boundaries of this industry faces and just get it to the full mainstream and kind of to everyone.
Love it. So as far as growth, I'm assuming you've been doing this for a long time, and obviously your company's growth is kind of tied into your personal growth. What would you say? What's the story of Trichome's growth over the 10 years, and how have you been affected personally by it?
When we started this industry, it was definitely a little bit different. It was a smaller industry. Oregon opened it up for everyone, and we were kind of forced to just instantly go into this highly competitive mode, and it kind of taught us a lot of lessons about kind of how to run the business and how to structure the business. And we just kind of grown with the industry and kind of watched it expand, and we've now gotten into retail. That was a thing that we never expected to do from the beginning, so it kind of opened new doors for us that we weren't anticipating to open, but out of necessity. Especially in 2017 when the market got real tight, we had an opportunity to get into a retail location, and now that started a whole entire thing that we weren't anticipating. So now we're in this other world of retail that we didn't know anything about. We don't come from retail backgrounds, me and my business partner. So it was kind of a lot of learning and just learning new stuff every day. Even our growing tactics have changed from when we first started to what it is now, and adapting to the new methods of growing, and just kind of every day you're learning. There's never a day where you can say, oh, I've got this thing 100% pinned. And some people do, and good for them, but some new thing comes out and all of a sudden you got to relearn everything. Now you got to, under canopy lights, you got to figure out how to fit into the system, or you got this new HVAC gadget or this new thing. So it's just constantly evolving with the industry and just kind of learning to be flexible and to go with the punches.
So as far as accomplishments, what are you most proud of accomplishing as far as the last 10 years with Trichome?
Just building us up to where we are now, starting with basically nothing. We didn't have, like I said before, we didn't have some investor to come back at us or give us some startup capital or, something to fall back on. Both me and my business partner worked full-time jobs when we first started this thing, and, just kind of started it and worked to this, every single minute we could, and just instead of enjoying our profits or kind of successes, I guess, throughout the years, we just kept reinvesting and building the property. And our this location was kind of the way it was when we found it, but this is the leased location. The other location, we bought a piece of land and just started building stuff from scratch, and that was kind of one of our biggest accomplishments, is to be one of the few Oregon companies that's built from scratch without any debt, and with the reputation that we have of being kind of self-made and paying our bills and being honorable in this industry.
As far as C for community, what does a cannabis community mean to you, and how do you guys interact with the cannabis community?
We try to do all the events we can. Obviously with you guys, the Oregon Growers Cup, we try to get in front of the customers and kind of showcase our products as much as we can. It's always fun to do the events with various kind of cannabis meetups and stuff like that. So I feel like throughout the 10 years, we've made some good friends in the industry and met a lot of like-minded people that have been in the same situation, that have come kind of from the same backgrounds as we did. So we've been able to kind of form new friendships and lifelong kind of relationships with people that otherwise we wouldn't have interacted with potentially. And that's been really cool. It's been cool to see people grow kind of the same as we've been growing, watching companies evolve over the past 10 years. And a lot of guys, that did it similar ways to us, it's nice to see that, and a lot of respect to those people too.
Awesome. The last question is why for you, meaning, what's next for you personally and Trichome in the future? What's your plan?
I think we're just going to keep doing the Oregon thing. We've tried numerous times to reach out to the East Coast and kind of expand operations out there. Every time it's been one failure after the other for various different reasons, and we just kind of figured out that we're best at our kind of what we know best over here, and we're going to stay kind of experimenting new things. We're always trying to get to the next level of what we can do with the plant, and new strains, new genetics, and just always searching for that next best kind of cup winner, I guess, flower, right? And just keep pushing into the retail aspect and just kind of trying to bring our flower to more people through that option. So we're just going to keep trying to expand in Oregon and do our thing. The flower rooms, we feel like Oregon has plenty of weed in the market, so we're going to keep the Trichome farm probably the same size. We're not going to push harder, but now we've really pushed into extracts. We just picked up the second place at Oregon Growers Cup for the Black Widow live resin. Got first place at the Leaf Bowl for the Candy Chem live resin from the same line. And really opened up this whole extract line that we've never had before. So now we're offering Trichome in various forms to people that otherwise, don't smoke cannabis. Some joint packs coming out. So just trying to bring more products, more kind of fun products to the customers rather than just flower. We see the market kind of really shifting towards, pre-rolls, disposables, and convenient type factors. So we're going to try to meet the market there and give some cool options for good quality options in those sections.
Awesome. So you and Jason from State 3 have been kind of having a running competition at the People's Choice category. He actually filmed, kind of his punching bag little video saying he's taking you down this year. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't know. I mean, should we race for pink slips? Put the farm license on the go? I don't know. That might be a little too much. I think that might be a little too tough. But no, he's been a tough competition. We always have this inside joke of who's going to take it down this time, and maybe to our surprise, someone else would come in and whoop both of our asses. We don't know that, but it's definitely, we're going to put our best foot forward and try to knock Jason down one more time and make him want it a little more next year.
No, I love the competition, and I love how you guys keep it friendly and how Oregon really does. I think you guys at the Growers Cup too. Everybody's working to help each other. It seems like not it's not the cutthroat thing that you think that people would be. It's cool to see the collaboration between everybody. All right, anything else that you want to say about Trichome, about you?
I mean, that pretty much covers it.
Awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
Welcome to Rebel Roots Farms in Rogue River, Oregon. Here we craft cannabis products for all different types of people in all different varieties. Portable, convenient items such as vape pens and tinctures for those on the go, along with premium dabbables like live rosin and diamonds. Our infused funny honey can make any day a holiday, and our THC and CBD Rick Simpson oils are widely recognized for potency and effects. We focus on capturing the natural essences of the whole plant with full spectrum extractions and natural cannabis terpene infusions. State-of-the-art equipment and collaborations with industry leaders allow Rebel Roots Farms to stay at the forefront of cannabis innovation and processing. We hope you enjoy our products as much as we enjoy making them.